So how would you say that relates to animals that you eat? Because sometimes people have a disconnection between the animals in their home and the animals in their plate. And more people are connecting to the animals on their plate and the animals in their home and not seeing a difference. So how do you think that role and what you've learned played into not eating animals?
So it's very clear to me that all animals, whether dog, pig, cow, whatever, all have sentience. We all know that every single animal has the capacity to have a maternal instinct, a paternal instinct, to experience fear, to experience love, to experience joy. So knowing that, we now acknowledge that they are sentient beings. We can prove that across the board, whatever animal it is. So knowing that a cow can experience the same fear that a dog can experience, that is, for me, all I need to know. I don't know, like, how to even...
And so at one point did that lead, did you see maybe a connection to the food that you eat?
Yeah.
At what point did that happen?
Yeah, so I grew up around a lot of animals, and I was rescuing animals, rehabilitating animals, and I was very aware of, how this horse perceived the world and whatever. And I would be spending my days with these animals, helping them have a better experience. But then I would go home and drink milk and have an ostrich steak, which is like what people in South Africa eat. And I always thought that eating animals was quite strange. Like, I didn't really enjoy it, and I thought it was weird. But then at some point, I felt like it was very hypocritical. Everybody knew me as this girl that loved animals. But no one realized like how hypocritical it was to say I loved animals, but then I would also eat them. Like, that to me is very strange. So it was like, but at the time, I mean, I was only probably like 10 or 12 years old. I didn't know what veganism was. You never heard that word in South Africa. I lived in like a farm in South Africa for a while. Like, nobody would have ever said that word. But when I heard the word vegan, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that existed. And also, you're never educated on what happens in the dairy industry, by the way, or the egg industry or whatever. But having access to that information, I was like, oh my God, I cannot consume this stuff. And then especially with what I do professionally, how am I supposed to access and work with the feelings and the sentience of animals on an energetic level if I'm consuming? It makes no sense. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me to go vegan. And I haven't eaten meat in like 11 years, but I went vegan probably like 6 years ago. It was honestly the best decision I ever made. It like raises, honestly, it sounds hippie, but eating low vibrational food like dairy and meat, it literally is dead matter. That is dead matter. It is a low vibrational food. That is a scientific thing.
And it's been dead for a while. Some of the meat that people eat has been frozen for like months and months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you are consuming dead matter. It does not have energy, and that is not a hippie perspective. That is now a scientific perspective. So when you stop consuming low vibrational foods and you're consuming foods that have a higher vibration or high frequency that actually give you energy, your experience is just so different. The way that you perceive the world, the way that you feel is so different. You're literally consuming energy. We are energetic beings. We have to eat to have energy for the day. Like, that's what that is. So why would I eat something dead? And then also, like, the ingredients in that stuff can make you so sick. I mean, I had such hormonal imbalances, acne. I could not stop gaining weight. I was moody. The minute I cut all of that stuff out, I never had an issue again. So it was completely a no-brainer to me.
Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Please, please, please make sure that you guys share this with anyone that you think will find this interesting, and also make sure that you guys are subscribed, because I can see a lot of you guys are listening, but you aren't subscribed.